Hello, everybody. My name is Miss Abby, and if you haven't seen me around before, I am the Youth Services Librarian at the Buckhead branch, though you may have seen me at Sandy Springs. I'm going to give people some time to settle in. How's everybody liking the rain lately? It's kind of a bummer, isn't it? All right. So I'd love to know who is out there. So please leave your name and age of your child in the comments. We really miss everyone, and it really helps out to know who's out there watching. While we're waiting, I'd also like to remind everyone that summer reading has begun. It is all virtual this year, which is actually really, really cool. And so you just register on the app Beanstack. It's super easy, and it's the same app we used last year. And make sure you keep track of all those wonderful, wonderful books out there that I know that you're reading, because everyone loves to read during the summertime, right? Okay, I'm going to give people just a little more time. Hi, Janice, how are you? Ah, man, let's see. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and start with our welcome song. That's to the same tune as Farmer in the Dell, and it goes like this. We clap and sing hello, we clap and sing hello, with all our friends at story time. We clap and sing hello, we wave and sing hello, we wave and sing hello, with all our friends at story time. We wave and sing hello, we smile and sing hello, we smile and sing hello, with all our friends at story time. We smile and sing hello. All right, great job. You guys are always so good at that one. Oh, good. We have Miss Brenda and Gregory, or Brendan, excuse me, and Olive. So excited. All right, so I chose the books we're going to read today because the theme of our summer reading program this year is Imagine Your Story. So it focuses on fairy tales and folk tales. That's also why I'm wearing my beautiful little princess crown that I made. Let us know if we got any princes or princesses tuning in. I'm sure we do. So yeah, all of these books are going to be a spin on different fairy tales. All right, so the first one is a twist on a very famous fairy tale called Princess and the Frog. It's a really cute story. I'm going to show you the cover, and you can tell me what's different about it. So let's see. Yes, that is right. These are bulldogs instead of people, or instead of person and a frog. So I'm going to go ahead and start. This one is called Princess Zelda and the Frog. It was written by Carol Gardner, and the photos are by Shady Young. Let's see. Ah, there she is. Once upon a time, there lived a princess named Zelda. She was so beautiful, her smile had been known to stop villagers in their tracks. Princess Zelda lived in a grand castle with her parents, King Sourmug and Queen Lucille. They gave her everything a princess could dream of: dazzling jewels, gowns made of the finest silk and satin, scrumptious food, and fantastic toys. But the one gift they could not give her was a good night's sleep. I think we can all relate to that. Each night, Princess Zelda would toss and turn, count sheep, and pace the floor, but sleep would not come. Queen Lucille always said that fresh air might bring rest, so with nothing to lose, Zelda fetched her golden ball and went outside. She went. There she is, dreaming of sleeping. Princess Zelda chased the ball here and there. She kicked the ball far and wide. And then she threw it high into the air. Down it bounced, splat, right into the middle of a mud puddle. Ew, mud, she cried. However will I get my ball? A deep voice answered, What's wrong with the little mud, Sparkles? It is great for unclogging the pores. Oh, I think that's our frog. Surprised, Princess Zelda looked up. Sitting on the other side of the puddle was the ugliest frog she had ever seen. If you must know, this gown is 100% pure silk. That icky mud will ruin it, Princess Zelda explained. Maybe I can help, Silky Pants, croaked the frog. What will you give me if I give you your ball? Not a thing, exclaimed Princess Zelda. I will get it myself. Back to the castle the princess went and returned wearing a fetching purple bikini. It's cute. But when she looked at the mucky puddle, she quickly realized that mud and princesses do not mix. Princess Zelda thought for a minute, then said, If you get my ball, I will give you my crown, my diamond choker, and a gift card for a royal massage. It's a pretty good deal. No thanks, sweet cakes, he said. However, if you let me eat from your golden bowl, drink from your golden goblet, sleep on your golden bed, with my head on your golden pillow, and promise to be my best friend forever, I will get your ball. He's asking, BFF? Princess Zelda felt queasy when she heard the frog's request, but she really, really wanted her golden ball back. I promise, she stammered. It's a deal, Princess Perfect, shouted the frog. Then he jumped, splat, into the mud, picked up the golden ball, tossed it back to the princess. Whoopee! Cried Princess Zelda. She took the ball and ran all the way back to the castle. Wait up, princess, the frog called after her, but Princess Zelda was already gone. So here we have Princess Zelda, King Sour Mug, and Queen Lucille. That evening, as the royal family began dinner, let's see if we can get it, yeah. They heard flip, flap, splosh, flip, flap, splosh. It sounded like little wet feet climbing up the marble staircase. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door and a voice cried out, Oh, BFF, please let me in so I might see your lovely grin. Princess Zelda ran to the door and opened it. Sure enough, it was the frog from the mud puddle. What are you doing here? She gasped and slammed the door in the frog's face. Not very nice. What is wrong, dear child? Asked Queen Lucille, as shocked and shaken princess returned to the table. Princess Zelda sadly told her mother the whole story, and at that moment, there was another knock. Oh, BFF, please let me in, so I might see your lovely grin. Remember the promise you made to me. Please let me in, we're meant to be. Princess Zelda, you made a promise. You must let him in, said the queen. The princess did what she was told. Flip, flap, splosh. The frog hopped into the room over to the table. Scooch over so I can eat from your golden bowl, the frog ordered. Princess Zelda watched in disgust as he ate and slurped, Snippets of sticky food covered his slimy face. Can't wait to sack out on your golden bed tonight. See you later, sweetums. The frog flip-flopped out of the door. Let's see. After dinner, Princess Zelda burst into her mother's chambers. Oh, Mother, how can I share my fine silk bed with such a despicable beast? She cried. The queen grew angry. A promise is a promise, my dear, she said. You must keep your word and do as the frog says. Oh, look, Princess Zelda's crying. Later that night, as promised, the frog returned to the castle. Oh, BFF, please let me in so I might see your lovely grin. Remember the promise you made to me. Please let me in. We're meant to be. The princess opened the door and led the frog upstairs to her royal bedroom. At first, Princess Zelda tried to offer the frog a plain white pillow made of a perfectly reasonable cotton polyester blend, but the frog kicked up a fuss. Nice try, BFF. Now let me sleep on your golden bed with your golden pillow, or I'll tell your mother, he warned. Princess Zelda did as she was asked and allowed the frog to sleep in her splendid bed. Instantly, the frog fell asleep and began to snore. Princess Zelda fumed. What a vexing noise! I will never get to sleep. But as soon as she listened to the frog's deep rumbling snore, whew, a feeling of peace washed over her. And before long, the princess had lulled into a deep sleep herself. The next morning, Princess Zelda awoke feeling fabulous. Never had she slept so soundly. She turned to thank the frog, but he was gone. In his place sat a most handsome prince. Who are you? She demanded, and where is the frog? A wicked witch turned me into a frog, the prince explained, but you kept your promise and were true to your word. You, my BFF, broke the spell. Princess Zelda's beautiful smile stretched from ear to ear. She looked at the prince and said, Oh, BFF, you were so right. I used to toss and turn at night, but with you snoring next to me, it's plain to see we're meant to be. And they lived happily ever after. The end. Looks like my fairy princess crown fell. All right. So for this next one, it's about fairies. So I'm going to bring out my own wand. These are really fun and simple to make. You just need a stick, some ribbon, paper, and tape, and you have a very special magic wand that's also great for early readers to follow along as they read and point to each word. I'm not going to do that today, but it's something great to do when you're reading by yourself. All right, this is my favorite one. It's called Gone with the Wand, and it was written by Margie Palatini with pictures by Brian Ajar. Let's check it out. How do you think it starts? Like all fairy tales. Once upon a time, long, long ago, to be actual and completely factual, the little fairy's tale began 3 months ago last Thursday. But, yeah. If yours truly, Tooth Fairy Second Class, Edith B. Cuspid, right here, hadn't seen it with my own two peepers, I wouldn't have believed it myself. But there she was all right. Yes, my dears, Bernice Sparklestein Once the best fairy godmother in the entire universe and beyond was having a bad wand day. A very bad wand day. She wasn't even having luck stirring up a little tea for two. Perhaps you dipped when you should have dunked, I suggested. I'm Kapusky, is what I am, said Bernice. Edith, I think my wand is gone. I almost choked on my crumpet. So if you can see, here they are, eating tea. It's a big mess though. What? Bernice Sparklestein? Gone with the wand? Why, her work was legendary. The stuff stories were made of, and she had the pictures to prove it. So you can see all the pictures she has on the wall. Looks like there are some dragons here. Gone with the wand? Utter nonsense. I told Bernice to just get out there and give that wand another whirl. Shoulders back, feet forward, the big wind up. Yes, well, perhaps she was even rustier than we both imagined. Frankly, it looked like she didn't even have enough bippity left in her salakadoo, one more pumpkin. Yes, those glory, fire-breathing dragon days were over all right. Oh, look, another frog prince. I should have gone to your line of work, Edith. Tooth fairies are always busy. I know everyone believes the nightlife is glamorous, but all that tippy-toeing is not easy on the feet, I can tell you. Look at this bunion. And you can see bunion on her toe. Oh me, oh my. I don't think I could handle that kind of work, Edith. Whatever am I going to do now? Very good question. Of course, barely passing my wisdom tooth test myself, it was not one I was able to answer on such short notice. But then, don't you know, suddenly a decidedly divine idea popped into the old cranium. I never breathed a word of it before, but oh my, yes, I had my share of varied experience before I landed in the tooth business. Dozens and dozens, well, just eons of doing this or that. My closets and trunks were filled with old uniforms. Maybe Bernice could try them on for size and see if any fit her fantasy. We winged it right over to my place. So there they are together, and they're gonna go to Edith's house. Try fairy dusting. Positively charming. You know, Bernice, everyone can use a little magic sprinkle now and then. Bernice tied on the apron and headed up, up, and away. So look, she's going to be a fairy dusting. She was back in 10 minutes. I think I'm allergic to dust. I handed her a hanky and went back to the closet. Achoo! So that wasn't going to work out. Now, here's a simply spectacular sparkler, I said, pulling out another little number from the closet. Snow fairy. Creating snowflakes is so creative, my dear. Fancy schmancy too, agreed Bernice, getting ready for takeoff number 2. But she was back in 10 minutes. Brr, my wings, I stuck over buffalo. She brushed off the flakes and went back to the closet. Well, yeah, she looks awfully cold, doesn't she? Aha! This sugar plum look is totally marvelous, I said. Besides, nobody can resist a candygram. I can tell you from experience, everyone's got a sweet tooth. So, ta-ta and toodaloo. Bernice headed up and out. but she was back in 5 hours and 10 minutes. Look, there she is as a sugar plum fairy. I ate the merchandise, she confessed, bursting out of her sugar plums. My dears, it was not pretty. I'm a failure, Bernice said tearfully. Oh, pooh, I said with a hug. So you're not a duster, flaker, or big with the bonbons. Don't you worry. We'll find a job that's perfect for you yet. Bernice wiped a tear. Really? But of course, I fibbed. Truthfully, what does a fairy godmother do when her wand is really gone? Who gives a wish to a wishmaker? So let's see. Yeah, there she is in her sugar plum outfit. Granted, I was only a plain old ordinary pillow tooth plucker, but I knew I had to think of something to help my best friend, and fast. So I thought and pondered and thought, and then I just pondered. I pondered so much I was pooped. Before I knew it, I nodded off for 40 winks myself, and then, aha! I woke up with a snort, a bit of embarrassing chin drool, and late for work, but with one wonderful dream of a plan, even if I do say so myself. So yeah, it looks like she's dreaming of old Bernice with some sheep. Step 1, wake up call. Bernice, I need your help tonight with tooth taking. Do you mind? Bernice yawned. Huh? Check. Step 2, let the tisking begin. Tisk, 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 Edith, this child is untucked. Indeed, Bernice, I see it every night. Arms poking out from covers here, toes sticking out from blankets there. Tisk, tisk. Double check. So there they are. Oh, this girl's little feet are out. Step 3, more toes, more tisking. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Triple check. By the time my shift ended, Bernice was extremely angry and her tongue very tired from all that tisking. My plan could not have been working better. Edith, don't moms and dads do bedtime tucking anymore? I dropped my bicuspid bag and rubbed my aching tippy toe. Well, of course they do, but after all, kids will be kids. They wiggle, squirm, they get untucked, little tootsies get chilled, the tots wake up crying, the moms and dads lose sleep, the Sandman is off schedule, and I'm working overtime. It's a most serious problem, all right. Yes, I can see that, said Bernice with a knowing nod, but can't something be done? They are another girl's house. Step 4, a little Edith bicuspid magic, not to mention superb acting. I sighed a long, very long sigh. Yes, if only someone, somewhere, had the answer to this terrible untucking situation. But who? What? How? Looks like Bernice is thinking of something. Bernice began thinking. There was a glint in her twinkle, a flick in her flutter. The sparkle in Sparklestein was making a comeback. Check, 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 check. Oh, good. There she is. The very next morning, over a cup of cocoa, Bernice was all aflutter. Edith, she announced with the utmost confidence, what is needed here is a good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite fairy godmother. Someone to make sure children get an extra bedtime tuck. What an absolutely incredibly marvelous idea. But Bernice, wait, that's no job for an ordinary everyday wand waver. Who can we ever get to do it? Bernice grinned. Edith, my first-class friend, I'm thinking who you've been thinking, me. And there you have it, my dears. Like the story always goes, we all lived happily ever after. But I bet you already knew that, didn't you? The end. All right, but before I close the book, you can see that Bernice is tucking in a bunch of these little small guys. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Does anyone know what story has 7 dwarves in it? What fairy tale? Yes, it is Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. But anyway, I love that story. Let us know again in the comments what you've been up to, what your favorite fairy tale is. If these stories have taught me anything, it's that whether or not you believe in fairies and dragons and fantasy, you know, words and stories and reading are really their own kind of magic. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my bubble machine to do our goodbye bubbles. It's a little loud, and we'll see if it works. No. Oh, there they go. Ooh. Ooh. They're kind of magical themselves, right? Okay, I'm gonna do our goodbye song, really short, and it's to the tune of Oh My Darling Clementine. All right, it goes like this. Thanks for sitting, thanks for listening, thanks for tuning in today. Now that story time is over, hope you have a lovely day. Have a great day, everybody. We miss you. And remember, summer reading is happening. Make sure to register on Beanstack. Thanks.